Missing out on basketball news is already tough. So go ahead and tap that bell icon and let it ring for the latest in Basketball U. This is 5 on 5 Fast Break News on Basketball U. Happy New Year, Basketball U family. Welcome to another installment of 5 on 5 Fast Break News, where we give you all the latest in basketball info. If there is something you think we need to talk about or we're missing out on, let us know in the comments. We also want to start highlighting some hoopers that aren't getting the recognition they deserve in our Athlete Spotlight of the Week. Let us know who it should be. Be sure to subscribe and like this video so you don't miss out on any other basketball news. Just seconds ago, we was just looking at LaMelo Ball getting some shots in and some dimes to collect his first double-double in the NBA. But he proved that he can do one better. LaMelo Ball went on to record his first triple-double game with 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. It may be early, but I think we got ourselves our Rookie of the Year. But while LaMelo was putting numbers on the board, let's head over to the NCAA in Auburn, where Sharife Cooper was deemed eligible to play in the NCAA against Alabama and went on to score 26 points and 9 assists in his debut. The future in the league is looking bright. According to a memo to teams obtained by ESPN, the NBA is eliminating restrictions on recruiting and acquiring veteran free agents for the G League roster. These restrictions being eliminated will ease the process for NBA free agents that have been in the league for at least 5 or more years. And this is due to the COVID-19 testing protocols, allowing these vets to be quickly integrated into the NBA roster. These vets that can be accepted into the G League are vets such as Kyle Korver, Dwayne Dedman, Shabazz Napier, Quincy Pondexter, Emmanuel Mudiay, Jody Meeks, Jeremy Lin, Gerald Green, Damari Carroll, and Rondé Hollis Jefferson. G League teams have been frustrated in the past by complex rules governing their ability to add players to their roster through a rotating waiver pool. This new rule will allow players to designate one NBA vet selection for assignment to one of their 10 roster spots, allowing NBA teams to directly recruit players they have interest in to the G League teams rather than waiting for them to enter the pool. Players and agents will now have significantly more control over their destinations, which should make the G League more attractive, especially with the shortened schedule caused by the pandemic. 17 teams indicated their intent to participate in a single tournament bubble in February at a deadline set for Wednesday. G League teams say they expect to play at least a dozen games, not including the playoffs. Atlanta has been mentioned as one possible location, but there are ongoing discussions with other cities as well, according to a source. The inclusion of the G League Ignite roster, a team of draft-eligible prospects led by Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga, both projected top 5 picks in the 2021 NBA draft, should add significant intrigue to the tournament, both from NBA executives and the general public. A draft of the G League will be conducted in January, from a source told by ESPN, dispersing the players whose rights are owned by G League teams that opt not to play in the bubble. Players who signed Exhibit 10 contracts with NBA teams who's affiliated with G League teams will not participate in this tournament can be loaned to a G League team that opt in, with their original NBA team paying for their expenses. This arrangement will take place with 4 players signed to Exhibit 10 contracts and are waived by the Washington Wizards, as they will be flexed to the New Orleans Pelicans G League team, the Erie Bayhawks. Should a NBA team elect not to flex and cover the testing, medical, and accommodation expenses for their Exhibit 10 contract players, they will go into the pool of players eligible for the G League draft in January. NBA teams will be covering the expenses for each member of their G League affiliate team's traveling party for the single bubble tournament, which includes daily COVID-19 testing, food, and on-site medical care, which will cost approximately $25,000 per person, or around $400,000 to $500,000 per team. While exact details are still being worked out, G League teams expect to gather in local markets in mid-January, arrive at the location of the bubble a week later, and then start playing tournament games around February 8th. Playoffs are expected in the first week of March. When Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19, it shut down not only the NBA, but the G League as well. It's remained that way ever since. The remainder of the 2019-20 G League season was canceled, and the start of the 2020-21 season had been delayed indefinitely. But now, after more than 9 months on the sidelines, the G League has a plan in place to resume play. The 2020-21 G League season will begin in February and will take place at Disney World inside the same bubble environment that the NBA used this summer. Teams are expected to play 12 to 15 games in the regular season before beginning the playoffs. Here's a look at the tentative timeline for the new season of the G League. Not every team will be participating, however, due in large part to the fact that it will cost franchises about $400,000 to $500,000 to send their G League squad to the bubble. As such, 11 franchises have decided against sending a team to the bubble and will be opting out of the season. Here's a look at the teams that will and will not be playing. Obviously, it's expensive, prohibitively so for some franchises apparently, but this is a smart move by the league. The bubble environment at Disney already exists, and we saw this summer that it works. It's not a long-term solution, but for a few months, it's a valuable way to keep everyone safe and play basketball, something G League players haven't been able to do for going on a year. Bubble success looks to have carried over into the new season for Phoenix Suns. With the new addition of Chris Paul, it seems the floor general has continued his winning ways. Standing at the top of the Western Conference, there are going to be a lot of teams gunning for that number one spot. The Western Conference will be a Royal Rumble this year, as each team has a loaded roster. It also seems that the 76ers' new coach seems to have put the pieces together. Can Philly keep up the pace in the race for number one with a super-studded Brooklyn team giving superstars rest? It's that time. 5-on-5 fast break trivia. Which country was Steve Nash born in? Is it A, South Africa, B, Canada, C, United States, or D, Spain? The correct answer is A. Yes, that's right. The current coach of the Brooklyn Nets was born in South Africa. On February 7, 1974, Steve Nash was born in Johannesburg, only being 18 months old before settling in Victoria, British Columbia. He therefore holds British as well as a Canadian citizenship. Now coaching for the Brooklyn Nets after playing 18 seasons in the NBA. Steve Nash is well known for playing with Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns. Before we conclude the Fast Break news, we are looking to put a music playlist together for the Basketball U family to train to, or to just ride in the car, or when you're on your way to work out or practice or play in the game. So give us some ideas and some recommendations on the comment section, and we'll be sure to add some songs into the playlist. And if you haven't, the subscribe button is right there. Be sure to tap that and keep them bells ringing so you can stay up to date on anything in the game of basketball, in the NBA, NCAA, G League too. Shout out to all the new subscribers and everyone watching in the United States, Canada, Philippines, Denmark, India. Thanks for the love. And we're not just on YouTube either. We're also on Twitter and Instagram, so be sure to follow those as well. For more additional content from Basketball U, this concludes this edition of 5-on-5 Fast Break News on Basketball U. We bring you the latest on all things basketball, from college to the NBA to the WNBA. And all you gotta do is subscribe. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?